Okay, let's start. All right, gorgeous ones. It is the end of October, and I am trying to be a better YouTuber. So I am filming, and I'm about to do my October favorites because things have been getting away from me. Now, I didn't do a September favorites, and the reason why was because I really wasn't wearing makeup because it was so incredibly hot here in Chicago in September, and the school that I work in has no air conditioning. So I was kind of miserable a lot of days. So I wasn't wearing or using a lot of things. I was just going back and forth, and I was so tired. I was asleep. I wasn't doing, it was a, September was a wash, but October I kind of got back into myself. I've been, feeling myself and everything. So I have some favorites, but also I wanted to do, I've been meaning to do this. I'm just always forgetting to do this. So this time I wanted to do a few, I guess what is called lifestyle things, and talk about a couple of other things. Every once in a while I throw in a little lifestyle, but I think I'm going to try to make sure I put it on my list because I'm getting better. I have my planner. I'm trying to be more, organized about my YouTube world channel. And so it's coming along. Anyway, all that to say, let's get started and see what I have for my October favorites. If you like this video, let me say this now because I'll forget by the end of the video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any of these things, you want to leave a comment, ask me any questions about them. Would you like to see more in-depth reviews on certain things? Me talk about them a little more, let me know. And if you're new and you stay in and watch this whole video, the only polite thing to do, I don't know what I say. Polite thing to do is to go on and hit that subscribe button on your way out. I'm just saying. All right, so let's get, I almost dropped everything, to the favorites. All right, so let's talk. So let's first start off with a little skincare. So the first things first is my Jade roller. I got this at Marshall's, and I'm going to tell you this now. Jade rollers are hot. All these crystal rollers are hot. Do not buy them from other places. Go check Marshall's or TJ Maxx first because they've been getting a lot of them and they're very inexpensive. They're like $10 as opposed to spending, $20, $30, how much they're asking for and acting like, they're getting the jade off the side of the mountain where Buddha lived, and died. No. They're not. So don't buy into spending extra money because somebody tries to give you a storyline or act like it's more important and blah, blah, blah. It's Jade. Now, the thing I like about it is that it's very cooling. I know people put this in the refrigerator, but honestly, I don't have to put it in the refrigerator and it is still very cooling, which is really awesome. And so I use it a lot, especially under my eyes, to keep the puffiness down. And, I just like to use this. Very relaxing. I'm just being real. It's just very relaxing. Do I think it's doing anything in particular? No, not really. But I like having it. And it makes me happy. And it will make you happy too. Just trying to help. Okay, so next up is the Milani Prep and Brighten in Rose. Now, this is a really nice, lightweight oil, facial oil. Now, I don't use this at night because it's, when I do a night oil, I want a nice thick one, a nice heavy one that has a lot of different things in it. The one that I make for myself, which is right here, has, a lot of different, essential oils and everything in it. This is great. I use this for prep before I put on my makeup. So I do a couple of drops, pat it into my skin before I start doing my makeup. And it's really awesome for this time of year with it getting cooler outside because my skin is a little bit, drier than it is during the summertime. And this is a perfect one to do a prep with because it's very lightweight. It sinks into the skin. It doesn't leave you oily. It I guess dries down. I don't really think the oil dries down, but it melts into your skin and then you don't have an oily residue, but it does brighten your skin and makes you feel really good. It does have a rose scent to it, but it's a very natural rose, and it doesn't really last long. So once you get it on your face, it's not going to be like, you're going to be like, oh my God, this fragrance. So that's why I really like this for the purposes of, you know, what I just said. Next up is this Dermapeutics Hyaluronic. I can never say that word right. Oh, my hands are so dry. Hyaluronic Lift Serum. It says it's with the amino acids to enhance collagen and elastin production. I just got it this month. I bought it at Marshall's. I have found that I can get it at Amazon. And I will say that it is really tightening up my skin. The issue I've been having with hyaluronic serums is that I just really don't feel like it's doing anything. So this one does feel like it's tightening up my skin, helping to firm it up a little bit. And it's still giving me a little moisture. Because the thing that you're getting from your hyaluronics is the moisture, and it attracts moisture. So I wouldn't say it's necessarily the best hyaluronic serum, but all in all, it's a good serum based on that. It does the whole lifting and kind of feeling tight. Because, like, for instance, I've been having this, like, what is it called? Enlarged pore that's been driving me crazy for months. And it's almost gone. It's almost gone. Okay, so that's that. Now, let's get into the makeup. So, first off, let's talk foundation. Now, you're going to get a full review on this, but this right here, I have fallen in love with. This is the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin. Now, I have been using the Ultra HD, you know, by Makeup Forever. Love that one, but this is better. This is better. And this is my October foundation. One of my October foundations, you know, my more luxury one. So I'm not going to go into it all, but just know, stay tuned for me talking about that right there. Right there. Then next up, let me see. Oh, okay. So next up, let's talk, since we're going face, let's just face. This is, the Essence Peachy Bean. Now, if you don't know anything about it, this is some almost wink collab with Casey Holmes. Apparently it went south, but you know, there was some mix up. But anyway, so then they made it the Peachy Bean. Now, I love Essence face products, their complexion products. I love their blushes. I love their highlighters. So I was okay with it. So this one is the Peachy Bean. I bought both of them. This is the one that I really like. This is the deeper one. So this is, I've been using them both, but I've been using the Just Peachy more because I really like peach blushes. And then of the highlighters, I like the Time to Glow. Now the thing with Essence highlighters is that they're not super blingy. They're very kind of, you know, lit from, they give you a bling, but not to that point. So this is pretty good for them. They tend to be, these are kind of powdery, but not. So they're not super powdery, but they're not buttery either, but they blend well on the skin. And then we have the blushes are nice too, but they're, like I said, they're like not quite powdery, but not quite buttery. So they're kind of right in the middle, but they wear well, long lasting. I really do like them. But like I said, I like Essence, so I'm not tripping that it's not a Casey Holmes collab. I'd have probably bought it whether it had her name on there or not. All right, lashes. Let's talk about lashes. So there's been quite a few lashes in my life. Y'all know, if y'all been around, I like my Kiss lashes, especially the pompadours, which I have on right now, looking good, and the Poise ones. The Poise are one of my favorites, but I got a few pairs that are not, because I've been branching out, and I said I was going to start trying some new lashes because I got this lash thing going on, y'all. Now I do. Okay, so anyway, let's first talk. These are Battington lashes. These were given to me. These were a gift. This one is, these are a 3D silk lash. They're calling them the 3D silk lash, and this was in the Monroe. Now, if you see them, I tore them up. I'm not gonna lie, I tore them up. And it was my fault. It wasn't the lashes, it was my fault. These are expensive. I went on their site, I was like, because I think these are like $25 or $30. but they're supposed to last for a long time. They probably would have lasted a long time if I wasn't so rough with them, because I was very upset, because these are really nice. They have a thicker band, and usually when you're talking about more expensive lashes, they tend to have a thicker band, because a thicker band means that you can wear them for a longer period of time. So it has a thicker band, but it was very comfortable on the eye, and they just kind of laid right on. You know, I put them on, they'd be like, hello, lashes, we're about to make you gorgeous. And they were just like that. I didn't even have to do a whole lot of work to get them on, even though I am getting better with putting on my lashes, but that's another story. All right, now these are red cherry lashes. Now, these are not the ones that I've worn. I think they were called Chloe, but these are human hair lashes, which makes me question. These were, I got these on a gift. You will hear about that when I talk about my October haul, because y'all know I talk about my gifts then. But these are red cherry lashes, and they say they're 100% human hair and they're cruelty free. I guess that's right, because, I mean, if they're human hair. But my question is, where are they getting, what part of the body do they get the hair? But that's just my thing, because I'm a little concerned. But anyway, I wore these. Oh, now it wasn't this pair, this is the Ivy pair, but I like these. Now these have like a medium flexible. They don't have a super thin band, but it's not a super thick band, and they are so cute. I would have the pair that I wore, but I was out one night drinking, and I was tired and my eyes was bothering me. I just ripped them things off in the car, threw them in my makeup bag, and they were stuck to something in there. So yeah, that was the demise of those. And I had only worn them like twice. The next ones are these. These are the Ruby May Premium 3D lashes, and these are synthetics. And I got these at the makeup show. And these are in the cams. So these are the ones that I wore. These are some that have a thicker band. So, you know, they should last longer with proper care. You're going to get at least 20 to 30 wears out of them. That's when you're paying for these more expensive ones. I think I went on their site, and I think they're like in the teens, I think. But don't quote me, because I got them for, we bought 10 for $30. Yeah, it was like 10 for $30, because I kept 5, Ladessa kept 5. So that's those. Now let's talk lip colors. The lip colors I'm going to talk about are just 3. You see how I'm not even doing that much talking this time? Okay, so the first one is my Lulu by Juvia's Place. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous red. It don't even matter that it's called Lulu, because I had to have it because it was called Lulu. But it is a gorgeous, gorgeous red. It's just this beautiful blue tone with, you know, it's like a darker, deepened blue. Oh, and it wears well. So it dries down with a light finish, because I like my liquid matte lipsticks to dry down to like a very light finish where it barely feels like you have anything on. It's not super drying, but it does last. And look at that color. Look at that color. Okay, so that's one. The other one is what's on my lips right now, which is The Weekend by Bare Minerals, and this is in the Gin Nude. So these don't dry down all the way, but they dry down pretty decent, and they're a very nice, soft, moussey texture when you put them on. They dry down, but like I said, not to 100% transfer proof. But I just love this color. It's such a pretty, they called it honey peach. So it's like a very pretty, you know, peachy nude. Just love it. And of course, my Smashbox Out Loud. Now, this was in my fall lip colors video, but this is one, I've been wanting this color for so long. Out Loud is one of their most popular colors in this formula, because it is universally flattering. So this, you can't go wrong with Out Loud. And the Smashbox formula is really nice, long wearing, not too drying on the lips. The good, you know, it checks off all the good boxes for when you're talking about a liquid lipstick. Now, I got a couple of palettes. What? A few palettes. Okay. 3 palettes. So here we want to talk about the City Mini. Now, I love the City Minis. I think these are a great idea. I think they're really pigmented. And let me say they're getting better as they do them, because I have some of the older versions, which are nice, but this one in particular, I really love. This is called Blushed Avenue. And this is one of the newer ones they just came out with. And look at this beautiful color scheme. The reason why I like them more now is because they're putting in more mattes and less shimmers. Because the first ones, a lot of them had a lot of shimmers in them. And so it really wasn't as easy. If you want a matte look, you know, matte in your crease and everything, you wasn't going to get that with this. But now they're doing 4 mattes. It's a 6 pan. It's 4 mattes, 2 shimmers. And this one right here is such a pretty berry pink color. This is like one of those everyday where you can just slap it on. Doesn't that sound beautiful? Where you can just put it on and you'll have a really cute look every day. You know, a very good berry look. So if you like berries and pinks, this is such a good one to have. Now this I'm going to show you, and this is hilarious because I've had this thing for almost a year, and it's one of the Smashbox cover shots. Now I got them because I wanted this one in particular, and it was Ablaze, and this was their holiday collection last year. And the reason why I bought it was because it was this one. It was a one that they made for this was sultry. And it was the Pearl Spotlight Highlighter Palette, all for $39. I was like, oh yeah, considering these are $29, that was a steal. But it kind of got stuck to the back of my drawer. And then I was watching videos and everybody was kind of complaining about them. Like, oh, they're not that pigmented. Oh, they're not that great. Oh, I don't like them. They should be better. They should be better. So I kind of was like, oh, okay. I didn't really watch them. And I let it bias me about something that I wanted to try without even trying it myself. And that's what I say about reviews. Yes, you can listen to me, but you know, oh, sorry, I almost dropped something. But also for me, because I do these reviews, I have to kind of be, you know, I have to not listen to them so I don't let the bias come. I will watch a video after I have formed my own personal opinion, but I understand why you know, everyone as a consumer is not up to like really like, you know, you watch other people and see what they think and look at the reviews and everything. But for me, I have to be more objective. So I'm now have pulled back from watching reviews until I buy the product. So for me, just so you know, for me, I buy a product. I don't look at any reviews. I make my decision at that point. Am I willing to spend my money? Then I can do a review on it because I don't have any biases, even if it's subconsciously, because I've heard this stuff. So with that being said, I said all that to say, I finally tried the Ablaze. I don't know why I did, but one of the reasons why is because I was looking at how the cover shots and the City Mini palettes are very similar, and I want to see where they're comparable to each other. Like one is drugstore and this is like a different alternative. So if you don't want, well, anyway, okay. So I finally tried the Ablaze. We got all that out to say this. I finally tried the Ablaze and it's nice. It's a really nice palette. I like the setup of it. It has enough, you know, mattes. You know, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 mattes, and then it's got 4 shimmers. Some of them are more satiny or shimmers. They got 1 metallic. And honestly, I like it. It's some really good, easy breezy palette to have. And sometimes, especially when you start out, it's good to have easy breezy palettes because it makes it so easy breezy to put on your eyeshadow. Because this makes it kind of easy to look at and say, okay, I can use these together. I can use these. And then you can see how you can, you know, make things work with your little corner color and all that. So I really like them. And it's so funny because all this time I've had 2 and now all of a sudden I have 4 and there's another one I want and maybe 1 more. So it's like I've already doubled up on what I had since I decided that I like them. So now this one I'm not going to talk about a lot, but I've been on this indie brand kick. And I happened to see this. This is the Princesa Azteca palette by GLF Cosmetics. So I'm going to say this about it. I'm not going to say a lot because I'm going to do a full review, but I decided to put this in my favorites because of the ones that I've been trying. I really, really like this. And I'm kind of shying away from big palettes, but I like this palette. So let me just show y'all. So I have a few thoughts on it. I have some thoughts about the color schemes, things like that. And I will talk about it in a full review. I'm already planning the review. I've already done some looks with this palette. So I really, you know, I'm finishing that up and it will be coming out real soon. So just stay tuned for it. But I just want y'all to know that this is a favorite already. I got a few other favorites, but I'm going to keep those as surprises before I show them to you all. All right, so now the next thing I have is I wanted to, you know, so I'm trying to do better and really show things that I like, things that I'm using, because it can't just be about, I don't want it to just be beauty and just that. So let's talk perfume. This is the Lancome La Vie est Belle. This was a gift from my friend Gadget Lily on YouTube, and I didn't know I liked this until I liked it. You know, this is a very strong, sexy scent. This is more for women of 30 plus, you know, because they do say those things. And this is definitely a more of a winter fragrance because it's a very heavy scent. Oh, it smells so good. And when I wear it, people are like, what is that you have on? And this is a classic scent. You know, you don't have to go out and buy the brand new scents. There's so many classics out that you can get, you know, with a good deal sometimes. But I now have this rollerball and I will be getting a spray of this because I absolutely love how this smells on me. It's a very, I can't even explain it. It's just sexy. And if y'all don't know anything about me, if y'all don't know this, in the wintertime, I love really deep, heavy, sexy scents. And that's the one I like. All right, so now what else I wanted to talk about. This is a really long-ass video. I wanted to talk about a few kind of lifestyle-y things. So one of the things I was going to talk about is a wine. And this is the Winking Owl Cabernet Sauvignon from Aldi's. Now, if you have an Aldi's near you and you didn't know this by now, they sell wine. And so I was looking for, like, I'm doing this whole thing. I saw where they said that you can, drinking red wine, a glass of red wine every night before you go to bed will help you lose weight. So I need to keep my red wine going. But I don't want to spend a lot because some of my favorites are a little more expensive. So I needed a everyday red. So I went in there and I found this. And ooh la la, this is good. This is good. It's not too dry. Definitely has it has a taste of blackberries in it. This is good. Now I'm not the best in talking about the notes and all that. All I know is what I like. And this is tasty. It's not too dry. It's beautiful. It's you could tell it's a very early Cabernet. It's not super full. It's not all the way full body, things like that. Okay, so now what I wanted to also share, finally, I wanted to share a couple of things on Netflix because I want to try to be more interesting and more I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, but never mind. You know, I wanted to be more about telling you, I don't know, I'm lost. And I'm going to leave that in there just because y'all can see how stupid I sounded. For real. Real talk. What the hell was that sound? Okay, so I want to talk about a couple of things I like on the Netflix. Because I know a lot of us watch Netflix. And maybe I could tell you something that you didn't know about. So let's talk Netflix. So the first thing, and I don't know, this is like pretty hot. So you might know about this. But one of the things I've been watching is The Haunting of Hill House. Do not watch this show if you get creeped out real easy. The thing is, I like about it is that it's scary and suspenseful without it being like without it relying on just special effects and gore. Because gore, I don't like gore. I like suspense. I like things that make me go, ugh, that make me think, that make me, like, you know, scare me, but not just gross me out. And a lot of the newer things, to me personally, are more on the gross out thing. You know, like they're going to show, you know, guts spilling out, looking like, you know, realistic guts. And oh no, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. So this is more, this is very thoughtful, and it's an intellectual one because it has the flashbacks, and it's like they've taken the story of Hill House and now they put a family in it, and they've got a whole, you know, you've seen them in this time, and then it's doing flashbacks. It is an awesome show. So if you don't mind things that are a little scary, that creep you out, that might make you go, ah, then go on and watch this. Now, I'm going to tell y'all my guilty pleasure. I don't talk about this very often. I don't talk about that. Now, y'all know I like K-beauty, right? What you don't know is I watch K-dramas and things like that. I do. So my latest thing that I've been watching is not a K-drama per se, but it's a reality show. And actually, it's not K, it's Japanese. That's right, it's Japanese. This one is Japanese. So I watch a lot of Asian stuff. I watch Taiwanese, I watch Japanese, I watch Korean, and this is a Japanese show. And it's called Terrace House. And Terrace House is like one of those like Big Brother type things where they live in the house, or they put these people in the house together. It's 3 women, 3 men, and you know, all they do is give them the house and everything, and then they live in it. And the interesting thing about this show is a few things, the reason why I like it. The interesting thing is I always like to see how different cultures do things. And this is like, they coming onto the show trying to find love. They are definitely trying to find somebody in the house to date. So that's part of the thing. They're trying to find somebody. They're hoping to find somebody that they really like in the house. And so those dynamics go on, the whole dating and people not liking each other, and, you know, but they're also very chill. Even when they're going off on each other, it's not like the American reality shows where people like cussing each other out, trying to beat up each other. They're like, no, and they're trying, and then they'll be trying to guide each other, and they still come. So you see their culture come out. And the best part about the show is that they have 5 of them, I think it is. It's 5 people, and I guess a few of them are comedians because I don't know these people. And they're doing commentary. So they'll be watching the show, and then they'll cut to them and they'll start talking about what's going on the show. And they are hilarious because they can be like so nasty, so ignorant. And that's what makes the show for me. It's because I mean, the people are young. I'm much older. These are like people that are so much younger than me. So that part is fine. But it's like the fun part is when you watch the commentary and what they think about the people based on what they're watching. And the other interesting thing about the show is that they rotate people in and out. So, you know, usually, so the thing with this show is that as long as it's ongoing in that particular place, they might have a few seasons of it and people will come and go. So somebody, you know, somebody could be there for a few months and be like, yeah, I'm about to leave. And then all of a sudden they leave. And then they bring in new people. So it's all, so they have this kind of like ever-changing dynamic, which is interesting. So if you've never seen it, let me see if I can pull it up for you guys and let you see what it looks like. On Netflix, it's called Terrace House. And I've watched a couple of different seasons. This one is, let me see, can I just find it? Because since I'm watching it, it doesn't necessarily show you the beginning part of it, but it's called Terrace House Opening New Doors. So let me show you guys. So let me see, can you see it? Okay, let me go back. So it's called Terrace House. Let me see, can we get it in so you can see it? So it's called Terrace House Opening New Doors. Love this show. It's like my little guilty pleasure, you know, because we all got to have a little guilty pleasure. People be like, really, that's what you watch? That's what I watch. Okay, so that is it for October. I didn't even have that much stuff, but I done talked like I got a whole lot of stuff. I'm so long-winded, y'all. I apologize. So I hope y'all enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. What were some of your October favorites? What have you been using? Leave it in the comments. Tell me anything that you would like me to do. If there's anything you have any questions about the products I used. And don't worry, a lot of the stuff will be being reviewed, especially the eyeshadow palettes. All right, so that's it. It's your Lulu. Be bold, be brave, be fearless, be free. And drink you a glass of wine before you go to bed because it's good for you. Red. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.